What we're dealing with is a human being who wants to play a brass instrument. I always feel that we're talking about the tuba player, the trumpet player. We should be talking about the man who plays trumpet, the man who plays tuba, the man who is in an art form where he has to communicate to others. All art forms have certain basic characteristics. Otherwise, they would not be an art form. It is the ability to express yourself through the media of your choice. It could be a paintbrush and a canvas. Now, basically, they must be to somebody else, not to yourself. It's so very important that this is understood because it establishes a pattern that should be there from the time a person enters it. I always consider the most elementary player an elementary performer. I didn't know why I felt this way until, I guess in the middle 40s, I started to study biology. Some very interesting insights came out of this type of study. What we're dealing with in playing a brass instrument, we're dealing with an acoustical device set up by a factory. This device has basically 3 valves. Any fine player can play on his instrument 3 octaves easily. Some will do 4, some will do more than that. It's obvious that with 3 valves, the horn is not giving us the pitch. I studied voice for 12 years. I find the similarities with the brass instrument are just enormous in many, many respects. The applications are somewhat different, but there are basic similarities. One is that we'll never know what we're doing. Now, we have to know what we're doing as musicians, but we'll never know what we're doing in sense of physical structures at work. We can only get signals from a small number of muscles that are functioning, and we miss all sorts of signals from other muscles that we cannot know about. We have no proprioceptors. We don't have a nerve in many of the muscles that are going to feed to the thinking part of the brain. It'll feed to the brain, but to other levels. But the part that we are conscious with will not be able to perceive in a physical sense what we're doing. I think this is so important that people realize that in this art form, we do not have to know what we're doing. We have to know what our message is going to be. We have to have fuel, air. We have to use it, but we don't play by air. We play by song. We use air, but we don't play by air. We play by song. In other words, we go by the complete product, the message, not by air. By blowing breath, our embouchures does not have to respond. You can do that all day and not have a sound. There has to be another element added for the embouchure to function. And when we do, the breath becomes fuel. It's a very important phenomenon. But it is not the end product. It is not the art form that we're working with. It's only a segmented part of it. On a brass instrument, we have to beware that we do not play by breath. At the same time, we can't neglect the breath. But we play by sound. We play by song. I much prefer to put it to you that way. Our embouchures do not have to respond to the flow of air. In other words, we have various muscles which will pull the lips inward, protract them outwards, elevate them, depress them. They're very complex structures. These complex structures form to give you a set of, I like to put it as vocal cords for the instrument. Da-da-da-dum. What I want to indicate, there is a song.